here through Mila. Welcome to our Mastering Dream Weaving Meditation CD. In this first section, we are going to focus on new techniques to assist in creating a stronger and more balanced ascending field. So sit back, feet flat on the floor, legs uncrossed, in a comfortable chair, and close your eyes, taking a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. We are going to begin by imagining a large tube or tree trunk around us. This tree trunk will extend over 100 feet from the etheric body and extend up to your source and oversoul and down to the aurora of earth. We are going to begin by focusing on the chakras under the feet and the grounding. Grounding soul into form is an important attribute of ascension, for it is soul and the angelic realm that spins your field and assists in the ascent, the reweaving and recasting of the etheric body and chakra system, along with the subtle bodies and light body. And if they are not present, then these things fail to get done over the course of the day. So we are going to invoke all the souls and angels necessary to support our field, and they will come down from the source through your tree trunk and into the etheric body. And you will push out now all that was there before, sending it to the healing temples in the aurora for recasting. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Let us focus on the chakras under the feet. There should be 7 sets leading to the aurora from the bottom of your feet. If any chakras are missing, let's intend to recreate them now. And let us intend to increase the size of the chakras, puffing them up to near touching and all the way out to the tree trunk that surrounds you. This creates a firm and solid base of energy to conduct the grounding through and to pull down that which you are releasing. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Often initiates have little tiny chakras with a lot of space in between. This creates an unstable field with not much chi running through it. As we increase the size of the chakras, we increase the amount of energy available in each energetic system. The space between we will reduce to 25% of the overall grounding under your feet. If there are machines or entities that wish to continue to puff up the space between the chakras, we are going to intend to release these now. Let's inhale and exhale. And now we are going to focus upon the little chakras inside the etheric body. We will draw up the grounding, the Kundalini energy fire, first through the base of the spine and the spine itself and out the top of the head. This will energize the little chakras in the core of our field, or the core of our etheric body. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. feet chakras and bring through the fire element, through all the meridians and the side channels of the Kundalini that run up through the torso. So we will pull that energy up through the legs and the thighs, into the hips, making the intention now to increase the size of our little chakras inside the etheric body to near touching, and reducing the space between to only 25% of the field. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now we will continue to pull the fire up through the chest, down the arms and out the hands, and through the head, with the same intention that we are going to increase the size of the little chakras inside the etheric body to near touching. As they spin, they will energize not only the meridians, they will begin to touch upon the grid work as well. This creates a much stronger and more stable etheric energy flow. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Allow the spin of the little chakras to release machinery and other devices that could not be spun off before, as there was not enough chi moving through the system. Now let us focus on the chakras that surround the etheric body. There are the regeneration chakras that sit nearest the skin. Let us intend to puff these up to near touching, reducing the space between to only 25% of the overall regeneration system. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. The more chi that spins through the regeneration system, the more likely we are to youth ourselves, with all parts of the etheric body receiving all chi that is necessary to regenerate the form and continue to ascend into the crystalline structure. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now we are going to focus on the major chakra centers. Let us intend that each of our major chakras puff up to near touching. Whether you are working with a 7 chakra system or the new 12 chakra system matters not. You will notice that as you intend to do this, there is more vibrancy of energy emanating through the etheric body due to the rotation of these chakras that are larger. Let us intend to reduce the space between these chakras to only 25% and release anything that interferes with this intention. Let us breathe now, inhaling and exhaling. Now we will focus upon the chakras above the head. There are up to 144 chakras that lead from your etheric body to your source and oversoul. Let us puff these chakras up to near touching and align all the chakras in the body now, straight through the spine and underneath one another. This allows you to pull yourself completely into present time. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. we're going to reduce the space between the chakras above the head to only 25%, releasing anything that interferes with this. We are also going to make sure that these chakras do not arc to another source or oversoul, as then we would be receiving the wrong information for our own evolution. Let us intend that the chakras go straight up above us and lead to our source and oversoul that is managing our ascension. Let us release anything, any pattern that interferes with this goal now. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now, I would like you to intend that all chakras are the same size, that the small chakras are all the same size, balanced and spinning in the same direction throughout the entire field. That the medium regeneration chakras are all the same size and spinning in the same direction, syncopated with the rest of the field. And the larger chakras under the feet, surrounding the etheric body and above the head, are the same size, rotating in the same direction, syncopated with the rest of the field. For the female gender, the chakras should spin to the right. For the male gender, they will spin to the left. Let us take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Let us intend now to work on the will centers. There are 7 will centers. The first will center sits inside the first chakra and directs the grounding of the field. Let us make sure that it is in place and rotating in the opposite direction to the rest of the field. It is the will centers that create the intent to ascend or any other intention that you make. In the center of the second chakra region in the pelvis is the second will center, and this governs the will to move your sexual energy or kundalini. Let us make sure it is the same size as the first will center and spinning in the opposite direction of the rest of the field. The third will center sits in the solar plexus, in the center of the solar plexus chakra. Once again, let us make sure that this is in place and spinning in the opposite direction. This will center governs one's power upon the physical plane. Let us take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. In the chest region and in the center of the heart chakra is the fourth will center. This directs the will to love, the will to have compassion for all others. Let us make sure that this is in place and the same size as all the other will centers and spinning in the opposite direction as the rest of the field. Let's inhale and exhale. In the neck is the fifth will center, and this directs the will to co-create with your soul, oversoul, earth, and nature. Let us make sure that this will center is in place and is the same size as all the others and spinning in the opposite direction of the field. In the center of the head is the sixth will center, or the will to see, or the will to perceive beyond the veils of illusion, so that you may ascend. Let us make sure that this will center is in place the same size as all the others, and spinning in the opposite direction of the rest of the field. In the crown is the seventh will center, and this is the will to know. Let us make sure that this is in place and spinning in the opposite direction of all other chakras in the field. It is through the seven will centers, when they are present and moving, that our intentions are relayed to the subtle bodies and then to the sun to be relayed back down the manifestation planes for dream weaving. So the will centers play an important role in the choice to consciously intentionalize one's dream. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now let us also work on the three lotus chakras. For those of you that have opened these up, there is a pelvic lotus, a heart lotus, and a crown lotus. The lotus extend all the way out through the subtle bodies and allow for a transference of information between the subtle bodies and one's consciousness, or the transference of information such as intentions from oneself to one's subtle bodies. Let us make sure that each of these lotuses are the same size and spinning syncopated in the same direction, to the right if you're female and the left if you're male, as the rest of the field. This allows for a balanced, syncopated rotation that energizes a field adequately enough to continue to ascend. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. Now we are going to focus upon the four subtle bodies, intending that they each be the same size, syncopated in the same direction as one's field. The mental or emotional body will sit nearest to the etheric body. Let us intend that the space between the etheric body and the first subtle body be minimized to only 25%, allowing anything that wishes to inflate this region of domain to be released now through intention. Let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now let's reduce the space between each subtle body, mental, emotional, intuitive, or creative, down to 25%, so that they sit more tightly compressed, surrounding one's field. This allows the chi that they generate in their rotation to assist in energizing the entire rotation of your field, along with your light body Dreamtime self. So let's take a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And last, let us focus upon our light body Dreamtime self, which sits outside of the subtle bodies. This will also sit larger than the tree trunk that surrounds our subtle bodies, extending all the way to the aurora and all the way up to our source and oversoul. The light body is the vessel through which you travel to the healing temples and research your ascension records while asleep. During the day, this body should sit around your field for added protection and added chi to the overall energy flow. Let us reduce the space between your light body Dreamtime self and the outermost creative body to the minimum of 25%, releasing anything that tries to inflate this region of domain larger than it should be. We will intend that our light body will rotate in the opposite direction of the rest of our field, or in the same direction as our will centers. This creates added stability and balance over the course of your waking hours. Let us inhale and exhale. Now that we have created greater balance, let us focus upon pulling through the 4 elements of air, water, fire, and earth, along with the inverse elements of smoke, ash, lava, and vapor, and evenly distribute the elements throughout the etheric body, throughout the chakra system, throughout these subtle bodies, and throughout your Dreamtime light body self. As we do so, now we may synthesize the entire field into a rainbow of tones, from densest to lightest. And now we are going to focus upon the digestive energy system. The digestive energy system has 3 components. There is a magnetism that brings the information from your soul and oversoul and source down the chakras above the head, so that your Akashic record keeper in the heart region can assimilate the information that your soul and oversoul are providing for your continued ascension. The downward moving energy continues through the esophagus and stomach and intestines of the etheric body and out the grounding of the chakras underneath the feet. So the second component of the digestive system runs through the etheric body, and if it's compromised, often one loses one's appetite in the physical or becomes constipated. So this system should be straight down the field. Sometimes it gets twisted and then the information goes elsewhere, or one ceases to digest one's spiritual lessons. So let us intend to straighten out the digestive system. If any component is missing, let us intend to retrieve it and create it now, along with releasing our karma for how this information was lost. The third component of the digestive system is in the grounding. Through the grounding, that which you no longer need or are releasing is sent to the larger chakras in the aurora for transmutation. If the grounding aspect of digestion ceases, we tend to pile up in our own energetic waste. And so let us make sure that this part of the digestive system is working and flowing properly. Let us inhale and exhale. Now let us intend that the space between the digestive system and the Kundalini sexual energy system is minimized to 25%. In so doing, there is less space or gaps to lose energy or lose portions of the energy flow necessary to ascension. Now, to conclude this meditation, we are going to spin up the entire field to the fastest possible rotation that you can retain subtle bodies and the light body, retaining a syncopated rotation, but spinning as fast as you can for a few minutes. Spinning up the field is an easy way to spin off the density, the thought form, patterning, and machinery or entities that you are releasing at this time in your ascension. Let us breathe to help spin up the field. So we are going to take a series of inhales and exhales together to augment the faster movement of field. Let's inhale and exhale. 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 One more time. Let's inhale and exhale. And now let's sit for a moment at this heightened pace of field rotation and intend to clear whatever does not serve our ascension at this time. Let's take another deep breath, inhaling and exhaling. And now we're going to begin to reduce the field rotation to a comfortable level for the next section, in which we will explore techniques to assist in conscious dream weaving. We hope you have enjoyed this meditation. It may take some time to retrain the field to reduce the space between to 25%, to create a more stable and solid energy that supports ascension. So we invite you to work with this technique until you have learned kinesthetically to retain a smaller space between. It is through an inflated space between that the dark forces reach into ascending fields and manipulate, do damage, strip information, strip chi. So as we reduce this region of domain, the possibility of being manipulated also is reduced. And that is the gift of this focus at this time. We thank you for joining us in this